Hello everyone, in this lecture I am gonna explain the difference between a dialect and ideolect. But before I explain these terms, if you are new to my channel, then please like and subscribe the channel. Let's first learn an ideolect. It can be defined as, an ideolect is the unique way an individual uses language. It encompasses vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, and other linguistic features that are specific to a person. What does it mean? Simply, it means that an ideolect is nothing but it refers to the unique set of linguistic characteristics used by an individual. This encompasses not just their accent, but also their choice of words, grammar, and idiomatic expressions. In simple words, you can say, everybody has a unique way of using a language. Basically, you must have observed that everybody has a unique way of speaking. By unique way of speaking means that he uses different vocabulary, and his way of pronunciation is also to some extent different from others, and his sentences are also to some extent syntactically different from others. Actually, it includes a person's specific vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation that distinguish their speech from others, even within the same dialect or language. Basically, it shows personal linguistic habits shaped by experiences, education, and environment. You can say, it's specific to a single person and reflects their life experiences, background, and preferences. If someone asks you what an ideolect is, so you should simply answer that ideolect is nothing but it refers to an individual personal choice of vocabulary, sentence structure, and way of speaking. There must be a question in your mind that what factors cause ideolect or due to what reasons an individual's language changes. So, let me tell you some of the reasons. The first reason is personal experience. By personal experience means that each person's life experiences shape their language. Words and phrases are often learned in specific contexts, influencing how they are used and understood. Actually, as you know, language habits acquired from family, friends, and social interactions influence one's language. It is obvious that we learn many things in environment, and same as the case of the language. Simply, unique life experiences, such as travel or exposure to different cultures, can introduce new words and expressions to an individual's language. So, personal experience is also one of the reasons of ideolect. The next point is education and literacy. This is also one of the main reasons that can cause to develop an ideolect. Basically, as you know that education introduces specialized vocabulary, technical terms, and academic jargon. You should also know that the language of an educated person is different from an uneducated person. Simply, education and literacy also one of the main causes of developing an ideolect. Changing social class. This is also one of the reasons that when a person's social class changes, so his way of using language also changes, like the way he uses vocabulary, the way he pronounces words, the way he structures the words. Actually, interaction with friends from a different social class can introduce new linguistic habits. You should also keep in mind that sometimes people unconsciously mimic the speech patterns of those they regularly interact with. And the another point is, a person may adopt linguistic features associated with higher social status to gain prestige or acceptance within their new social class. As you have learned an ideolect, let's learn a dialect. It can be defined as, a dialect is a particular form of a language that is specific to a region or social group. It encompasses variations in pronunciation, grammar, and vocabulary. What does it mean? Simply, it means that a dialect is also a form of a language, and it is specific to a certain group of people or to a specific region. Simply, it means that those who speak a different dialect of the same language will have different vocabulary, pronunciation, and to some extent different syntax. There must be a question in your mind that why the members of same language develop different pronunciation. Vocabulary and grammar. There are many reasons, and some of them are: geographical isolation. This is one of the main reasons that people get variation on the same language and start developing a different dialect. Basically, populations separated by physical barriers like mountains or oceans develop distinct dialects over time because of limited interaction. This is so simple and easy that those who live isolation from the same native speakers will develop a new variety in their language, like they will have variation in their speaking style, they will use to some extent different vocabulary, etc. Specifically, it happens due to limited interaction. The next reason is role of historical events. This is another reason which causes changes in a language. Basically, events such as migration, colonization, wars, and trade shape dialects by mixing languages or isolating communities. Simply, sometimes due to war, colonization or trade, people of the same language are isolated or exposed to other languages, so they develop a dialect of the same language with the passage of time. So, this is also one of the reasons. Influence of social structures. By this point, it means that differences in class, occupation, and social networks affect language use, leading to distinct social dialects. Simply, you can take as an example the received pronunciation associated with the British upper class differs from regional working class dialects. Basically, you must have observed that higher social classes often have better access to education, which typically emphasizes the standard language variety. This can lead to their speech patterns aligning more closely with the standard form. Simply, social structure can be the cause of a dialect because those who are rich have easy access to education and other facilities, so that's why with the passage of time their language becomes to some extent different than the lower class. So, social structure can also be the reason of a dialect. The conclusion and main differences between a dialect and idiolect are that dialects are used by groups of people within a specific geographical area or social group, while an idiolect is the unique language usage of an individual. I hope you have enjoyed this lecture, but please don't forget like and subscription to my channel. Thank you.